Alright guys, next very delicate stage of growing your mushrooms at home is the stage of inoculation. And for this stage, you're going to need a couple of things. Pair of gloves, because you want to make sure everything is clean and you're going to wear gloves. You're going to need rubbing alcohol. You can get it at CVS, this and this, CVS. You're going to need a fork. Don't ask me why yet, you'll see it, why. You're going to need a roll of paper, maybe a little bit more than that. You're going to need a lighter, and you're going to need a jar of already inoculated mycelium. It can be spawn on rye berries, or it can be just another jar that you just produced from your previous batch. And if you just have spores, if you just began and only have spores, then you're going to use spores, and I'll show you how in different videos. So first, people think they need a special like room all bleached out, bleach out your bathroom, inoculate in your bathroom. Oh my gosh, one little germ and everything gonna fail, the mold gonna get you. Nah, see, I do it in my kitchen all the time. It's somewhat clean, but it's just regular. But you do need to clean your working space, like I have my marble desk right here, with some rubbing alcohol. So what you're gonna do is, don't put the gloves yet, you don't have to yet. You're going to basically take it, pour it on your surface, and make sure it's really nice and clean. Okay, disinfect the area. I mean, if your apartment is kind of dirty, and then you probably need to do the entire cleaning, which is a great excuse to make a cleaning. You know, your floor gonna be clean, you can dust everything. That's good. You're gonna enjoy that environment as well. Remember, mushrooms, they're just like people. They like cleanliness to some degree. All right, next, we're going to disinfect this fork. And the way we do it is we're going to pour a little bit of alcohol on it. See, I don't have even like the, some people buy like alcohol burner. I don't even do that. It's really, you just pour a little bit on the fork, a little bit of that alcohol like that, you know, and then watch this. You do your dishes. The best way to do dishes is this way. Okay, now it's clean. You can do it one more time, but I think everything's nice. All right, this is a very clean fork right now. So you gently lay it on a clean paper towel. All right, now we're going to take the jars out of, so the space is ready. Now we'll take the jars out of this pressure cooker, which is cold to the touch, because we cooked it yesterday and today's already another day. You open it up. And you take the jars out. This is our completely sterilized substrate. I mean, you know what, for this stage, go ahead and put the gloves already on. Since we're touching the jars and it's sterile, let's make sure. It doesn't matter, you can put them later, but I feel like this is a good time to put them on, since you're touching the jars. You don't have to be paranoid about this. I've done inoculation without any gloves at all and nothing failed, but just to be safe, you know. All right. And then we'll have more setting later. All right, I'll do it later. So, here I cooked two different things. I cooked our substrate, which is rice flour with vermiculite and water. 2 parts vermiculite, 1 part water, 1 part flour, all mixed together. So that's a basic substrate fruiting cake. That is the cake, without mycelium yet, okay? And another thing I did was, I did several jars of rye berries. The rye berries we will inoculate with spores. Okay, I'll show it to you. But let's do this. Let's inoculate the cakes. So we have a fully colonized mycelium jar and we have not colonized mycelium jar. So we're gonna take a little bit of this and we're gonna put it in this, and then mycelium gonna grow in this. That's it. So open it up. Oh, can we move here? This is our sterile fork. All right, we're opening this jar. Don't open it like a lot. Just open it a little bit and close it, because still there is like airborne, maybe some always mold, a little bit of bacteria in the air. Some people wear masks for this, unnecessary. Mycelium is not that touchy, you know. All right, so what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take, this is mycelium inside, say hello. All right, we're gonna take a little bit, like just scrape a little bit. And then we're gonna put several of the crumbs into this jar right here. So I put about this many. You see, it's not too much. And then I'm going to mix it up so it goes like through the cake a little bit, through the cake. So it's not just on the bottom, so it's easier for mycelium to grow and colonize this cake quickly. The quicker it can colonize, the better the chance of victory. And then, oh yeah, and then we put it back on. Boom. Inoculation complete. Same thing with all these other jars. I will repeat one more time, but then you will have to repeat with your entire batch, and I will with my entire batch as well. Scrape a little bit from here. Scraping. I like to use, when I have a rye berry, just because rye berry is a little bit easier to break out, but you know what? This is fine. It's easy to break out too. So honestly, there's no much difference. I don't really know why I'm doing rye berries, just because it's like the standard of the process. All right, mix it up. Mix it up. So when you mix it up, you make it a little bit fluffy, but then after it's fluffy, I suggest you press it down a little bit so cake is nice and solid. Okay. And close it down. And repeat the process for all your jars. After you've done all your jars, put them somewhere in a dark, cool place. I basically put them, let me show you. Gosh. So I have, basically I have drawers right like this here, right? So I'm just gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put all of them here. This is a previous batch. This doesn't belong here, it belongs up on top. This is a previous batch right here, right? It's gonna almost done. And this is gonna be the new batch right here. So any dark place for this stage. Later when you will start fruiting, they're gonna need some light, but at this point they don't need light. Because mycelium, remember, It grows underground, it grows inside of the trees. It does not need light at all. It does need some oxygen. You have enough there, and it needs to be in like a room temperature, warm environment. If it's very cold where you put it, the mycelium will grow very, very slow. So if you ever want to slow down the mycelium growth because you want to store the jars because you're not ready yet to fruit them, you can always put them in the fridge, and the mycelium will just like stop growing and will go to hibernation. And when you're ready to fruit, obviously do not put it in the freezer because you're going to kill it, But fridge, it can survive the fridge. Okay, that's it for this stage. And then I'm going to inoculate the rest of them, and I'll see you in the next video where I will show you how to do the rye berries in case you want to get fancy with syringe. And also I'm going to show you how to collect your own spores. That's going to be a good one, so you don't have to buy them all the time. Oh, I want to mention why I am using the colonized mycelium jar to inoculate the empty one instead of spores, because you can use spores too. Like I can use a syringe with spores, but the colonization will happen much faster when you just keep running the mycelium, because this mycelium already ready to go and consume more food like this. But when you start with spores, the spores, they take time to mate, they take time to germinate, and mating is like, I think mushrooms have like 32 genders. Imagine trying to choose the right partner, the right other spore to like mate and create a new strain of mycelium. I mean, it's a complicated process. We humans only have 2 genders and we have problems, the 32, it's a lot. So this is why. This is already mycelium that's already ready to go, and it happens much faster. All right, but if you're starting from scratch and you don't have yet any mycelium to run, then you will have to start with spores. And that will be the next video.